first link in the description, you know what to do. Now, let's start with Bruno, shall we? Let's start with Bruno. What's going on? What's going on? Taking your time, Arsenal? No? All right. So we find out. Okay, let me show you. Here it is. We got Luke Edwards from the Telegraph here saying Newcastle have not verbally agreed a fee with Arsenal for Bruno Guimarães. This is really exhausting. There are some really good transfer window journalists out there. The problem is they have spawned so many fake ones. I don't know if the transfer will happen. I would say it's 50-50. If it's going to happen, the next week or so will be key. And I don't do this normally, right? But from what I know, for the sanctity of what Chelsea are doing, I'm not going to say anything else. Again, I repeat. And look, if you know, you know. I'm going to try and give you guys a little hint here, yeah? But look, just, you see this picture? Yeah? Yeah. We all got to do that for the meantime. All just got to do that for the meantime. That's it. Yeah, Arsenal going to speak with Newcastle. Let them speak. Let's just say once we know what's going on with that, we can then look to see how things may proceed. That's it. So, Bruno G, that's the latest. Yeah, that's the latest. But if it wasn't like this, right, I'd be telling you, forget this, there's no need there's no need to speak about it anymore. But that's not the case, so yeah. Arsenal, you know what to do. Yeah, go and speak. And
we begin the Chelsea news today with a Simon Phillips exclusive. And I do actually just want to give a shout out here to Simon Phillips. He's a brilliant Chelsea journalist. I'm going to leave his stuff linked in the description. And Simon Phillips says, Stones is appealed by Xabi Alonso, and he has always had a soft spot for Chelsea, having come fairly close to joining them some years back. This is a deal that I will preach from the rafters for everybody. This has to get done. Chelsea Football Club signing John Stones on a free this summer. We spoke yesterday about Chelsea bringing in Aston Villa set-piece coach Austin McPhee from Aston Villa, and we can talk about big fees for certain players all we like, but there are some signings that might have a more monumental impact and a bigger impact than others. And I feel like the new set-piece coach, Austin McPhee, who's had a brilliant track record at Aston Villa and various other places throughout his career in football, I feel like John Stones will have just such an amazing impact on this Chelsea squad. The fact that we've now brought in some serious footballers, the likes of Palestra, Lacroix, Morgan Rogers. These are massive first-team upgrades in the squad. And also, I've seen some photos. I haven't managed to get it confirmed, but it looks as though Wesley Fofana was down in pain in training. And we know that this guy just cannot stay fit. I don't know if that's true, so don't take my word for it. But again, if we're offloading Trevor Chalobah this summer, Disasi's going, Badi Ashil is going. Those are three centre-backs. We know that Tosin's got a spot, but is Tosin good enough? There's a debate. John Stones is good enough. At 32 years old, John Stones brings Premier League experience. He brings leadership. And, yes, there's big question marks about can he stay fit as well. But sometimes, if a player is injury-prone, it's then about what impact does he have on the dressing room. Now, I don't want to dig Wesley Fofana out here, but I don't necessarily think Wesley Fofana is going around that Chelsea dressing room, bringing everybody together and just upping the vibes. Do you know what I mean? John Stones, I feel like, even if he's not fit, could be that player for Chelsea. And the fact that he's available on a free means that, in my opinion, this is an absolute no-brainer. And as Simon Phillips has said here, if he's appealed by Xabi Alonso, then John Stones would be willing and open for the move. And as well as that, remember when he went to Manchester City, it looked as though at one point Chelsea were going to bring John Stones from Everton, and then look at what John Stones has gone and done with his career. I watched him a lot for England at the World Cup, and I was obviously there at the games watching him.
A free agent, 2 Premier League giants, and a deal that's reportedly moving faster than anyone expected. Chelsea are working on John Stones, right now, as we speak, and today I'm breaking down exactly where this stands, who else is circling, and why Xabi Alonso wants this deal done before preseason wraps up. John Stones is a free man. After a decade at Manchester City, nearly 300 appearances, 2 goals-laden campaigns, a treble winner, a Champions League medal in his cabinet, his contract at the Etihad has officially expired. No fee, no negotiation with City, just a 32-year-old England international walking out the door on a Bosman, available to whoever moves quickest. And right now, the club moving quickest looks like Chelsea. According to trusted Blues insider Simon Phillips, talks are already underway. Not exploratory chats, not a monitoring the situation. Actual discussions about personal terms, with reports suggesting Chelsea are prepared to hand Stones a 2-year contract at Stamford Bridge. Here's the context you need. Xabi Alonso walked into Chelsea this summer and inherited a squad stacked with attacking talent but shaky at the back. Last season, the Blues could score with anyone in the league, but defensively, they were loose. Passive, the kind of team that concedes soft goals in matches they should be controlling. Alonso's read on the situation is simple: fix the attack later, fix the leaks now. And Chelsea have the war chest to do it. The club have already raised roughly £130 million through outgoing sales this window, with more departures expected before deadline day. Axel Disasi is on his way out. Benoit Badiashile's future is uncertain too. That's 2 centre-back spots opening up, and Chelsea need experience to fill them, not another raw 19-year-old on a development project. That's exactly what makes Stones attractive. He's not the long-term solution. Everybody knows that, but he's a ready-made, Premier League proven, tournament-tested defender who can start from day one. And here's the part that's really shifted the conversation. A few weeks ago, this rumor was background noise. Chelsea sources were playing it down. Nobody was convinced Stones still had it after 2 injury-hit seasons at City, where he managed only 20 league appearances combined across his final 2 campaigns. Then the World Cup happened. Stones went to the tournament with England and reminded everyone why he was considered one of the best ball-playing centre-backs in the world not long ago. The underlying numbers back it up. We're talking close to 97% passing accuracy, strong long ball completion, consistent recoveries and clearances per 90. That's not a declining player. That's a defender who just needed regular minutes. Suddenly, the noise around Chelsea and Stones got a lot louder. But Chelsea aren't alone in this race, and that's where it gets interesting. Arsenal have been credited with interest too, and it makes sense on paper. William Saliba picked up an injury during the World Cup, and the Gunners could use experienced cover at centre-back. A free transfer for a player of Stones' pedigree would be low-risk business for Arsenal. Reports out of Ireland suggest the Gunners are, supposedly, one of the clubs monitoring him. Then there's the continental interest. Inter Milan have been mentioned as suitors, reportedly weighing up a move for both Stones and DJ Spence. Bayern Munich's name has come up. So has Juventus. Even Everton, the club that sold him to City back in 2016 for £47.5 million, have been floated as a romantic reunion story. And Leeds have apparently seen their odds tumble in the betting markets, which usually means somebody in the betting industry knows something the rest of us don't yet. That's 6 or 7 clubs, all circling one available centre-back. Which tells you everything about how highly rated Stones still is, even at 32, even after the injuries.